Hello all and welcome to Duplicate Success International Monday Night Webinar. Today is Monday, February 20th. My name is Randy Crebs, Executive Gold Director from Salt Lake City, Utah. I have the distinct honor of introducing the host of tonight's webinar. He is a very well-respected business leader and mentor in this industry. You'll definitely want to have your pen and paper out, sitting up, paying attention, and taking notes as you learn how this industry expert continues to build his business successfully. He has achieved the rank of Emerald Director within our company. He is the co-founder of Duplicate Success International. He is an amazing leader, mentor, and most importantly, I'm very proud to call him my son. Jared, are you on the line?
I am, Dad. Thank you so much for the great introduction. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to tonight's webinar. I'm very excited. We have a very special guest. And before we get into the training with our special guest, we always start off by reminding everybody of the Team DMO. Now, if you're brand new and this is your first webinar, you may not have heard of this before. But what Team DMO means is daily method of operation. Any business that you have a daily method of operation. If you own a Subway sandwich shop, you have hours that you're open, you have certain things you do every day. In USANA, it's these three things. If you do these three things every day, you will be successful. Number one, use the products every day, AM and PM. Be a product of the product. Number two, do your 2-2-2 for the day. That's 2 new presentation videos sent, 2 follow-ups with prospects that are on the fence, and 2 calls to existing clients or team members. And number 3, do 15 minutes of personal development material each day. That's listening to audios, reading books, or being on webinars. If you do those 3 things every single day, you're going to be very successful in your USANA business. And we always like to begin our webinar by giving some recognition to the people who have been doing the DMO. How do you know that they've been doing the DMO? They're signing people up. So we're going to go ahead and start by recognizing our new clients that have started with our team in this last week. Everybody welcome Tiffany Sanchez, new client introduced by Veronica Cade. Great job, Veronica. Welcome Maria Corpus, new client introduced by Luis Sanchez Jr. Way to go, Luis. Welcome, Maria. Welcome Christine and David Gomez, new clients introduced by Lorena Galdiano. Way to go, Lorena. Welcome Rosie Marie, new client introduced by Carlos Gomez. Way to go, Carlos. Welcome Barbara Gomez, new client introduced by Carlos Gomez. Awesome job, Carlos. Welcome Dana Vidare, new client introduced by Veronica Cade. Welcome Lisa Guerrero, new client introduced by Denise Garcia. All right, so now we're going to do some recognition of new associates that have just started with us in the last week. Welcome Heidi Kiefer, new associate introduced by Betty Meyer. We actually have Heidi live on this webinar. Dad, could you unmute Heidi? Heidi, welcome to the webinar. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. All right. Well, first of all, welcome to the team. We're very excited that you're on the team. I've heard amazing things about you, but not everybody knows you. So tell us a little bit about you. What did you do prior to USANA, and why are you excited about your business?
Well, I am a special education teacher. I've done that for 27 years and love it. And I just wanted to do something a little extra, which is why I started with USANA. Don't want to do the traditional second job, but it would be nice to have that little extra income.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on starting your business. We're excited for you. And last thing I want to ask is who introduced you to USANA and how did you learn about it?
Well, Becky Armstrong, her and I have been friends since high school. So kind of reconnecting and seeing her, can't think of the English word, excitement about USANA and the way it's changed her life, and just building that relationship.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you're in great hands with Becky Armstrong and Betty Meyer. They're amazing associates, and we look forward to hearing about all your success on the products and with USANA.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, and welcome to the team. Also, big welcome to Darian Garcia, new associate enrolled by Denise Garcia, and that's her son. So that's another mother-son team forming there. So big welcome to you, Darian, and congratulations, Denise Garcia. Also welcome Terry Sendejo, new associate referral partner introduced by Denise Garcia, another associate. Way to go, Denise. Proud of you, and welcome, Terry. Okay, so now we're going to do some recognition on some rank advancements. Big congratulations to new sharer and actually new believer, Denise Garcia. Denise went from sharer to believer all in the same week. And if you're new on the webinar, you don't quite know what that means. A sharer is someone who makes their first $50 check. A solid sharer is making $200 a month. That means their products are being paid for. A believer level associate is making their first $100 check. And a solid believer associate's making $400 a month. That means their products are being paid for and they're making some profit. So big congratulations to you, Denise. Very proud of you. It was really a pleasure meeting you this last week and getting to spend some time with you. You're doing an amazing job. Keep up the great work out there in Floresville, Texas. All right, so now we're going to do some special recognition from some people that were recognized on the reports. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for making this slide. We were number 16 top earning emeralds in the United States last week. Big congratulations to Renee and Megan Martinez, number 24 in the United States for top silver directors. That's exciting. Big congratulations, number 20 in the United States, Betty Meyer. Wow, great job, Betty. And also number 7 top preferred customer enroller in the United States. Wow, Betty. And number 21 globally. That's big time to be in these lists at all, but to be globally is even harder. So you had a great week, Betty. I'm so proud of you. And number 7 top associate sponsor in the United States. Betty, you're on fire. Also, big congratulations to Don Morales, number 17 top associate sponsor in the United States. Wow, Don. So many people doing so great. I'm so proud of everybody. So, all right, let's do some special announcements before we get into our training. USANA's celebrating 25 years with you, and they're full of surprises. This is actually a trip you can win to the Riviera Maya by growing your business for the first quarter of the year. The top 25 growers in the United States will win an all-expense-paid trip to the Riviera Maya, Mexico. And we have team members in the running for that, Renee and Megan Martinez. Pretty exciting. Proud of you guys. Also, the Nutrimil individual packs are still available. So if you love the Nutrimil and you like the convenience of the individual packs, they're still there. And then Nutrimil is back for good, which is awesome. And then the wild strawberry is back for a limited time, so you can still get that. Now we're going to talk about our team incentive. Right now in our team incentive, first place is Veronica Cade with 121 points. Renee and Megan Martinez have 106 points. Don Morales has 87 points. So the top 3 people win cash prizes. There's 4 weeks left, but I'm proud of everybody on this list because that means you're building your business consistently. And honestly, it's still anybody's game. You know, you enroll an associate or two, you could be in the top 3 very quickly. So if you're watching this for the first time or you're listening and you're like, what is this incentive? Well, we have its incentive. It's based on the right behaviors of building your business. And we do it every quarter. And basically, you get points for these things. You get points for making a binder of your weekly action plans. You get points for registering for the next big event. You get points for rank advancing. You get points for doing your weekly action plan. You get points for doing your tracking, and you get points when you enroll new people, new clients, new associates. And so this is the behaviors to build a successful business. And so the first prize is basically $400 cash. The second place prize is $250 cash, and the third place prize is $150 cash. So if you're going to the next big event. If you don't go to the next big event and you win the prize, it actually cuts in half. So we want to, that's another behavior. We want people to go to the next big event. So we're going to make the prize double as sweet financially for the people who go to the big celebration events. Now, what are those events? Those are the events that are coming up April 1st in San Antonio. Also, that's the USANA celebration. That's also April 8th in San Diego, California. And that's March 25th in Chicago, Illinois, March 18th in Washington, D.C., and March 4th in Houston, Texas, in Espanol. So that is the WAPnWin incentive. If you want to win and you want to play and you're not already playing, let your mentor know, and they can get you the information so you can play and be in our team incentive. Okay, so lastly, when you enroll someone new, make sure you add them to our USANA clients page. When you enroll a new associate, make sure you add them to our team DSI business page. Make comments. You guys have been doing amazing at making comments. I'm really proud of everybody. Hybrid solutions. Make sure you add them to hybrid solutions. That's the USANA family at large. And that's it. That's the beginning of our webinar. So now we're going to take a 5-second break before we get into our training. We have a very special guest, Executive Diamond Director Andrea Equihua. So we're going to take a little 5-second break for editing purposes, and then we're going to get right into it. Okay, sound check. Andrea, are you there?
I am.
Okay. For the webinar, if you can just try and speak loudly into your phone, I think it's going to work perfect.
Okay.
Okay. And by the way, some of you might be wondering why we're not streaming on Facebook Live. It's because I'm using my phone to access Andrea. She is in Nepal. She's in Kathmandu. You know that song, Kathmandu? That's where she's at. On the other side of the world, it's 8 o'clock in the morning over there, right?
It is.
That's awesome. Thank you for being on. So we're going to take a 5-second pause, and then we're going to start.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Jared Crebs. I'm pictured here with my wife, Crystal, and our dog, Tasia. We're Emerald Directors, co-founders of Team DSI, and today's training features a very special guest, Executive Diamond Director Andrea Equihua, who is a dear friend of mine, somebody that I've known for 10 years in USANA. I originally met Andrea actually on a trip to Ireland that we both qualified for. At the time, she was a silver director, and she was learning about how to build a successful USANA business. And apparently she learned really, really well, because after that, she quickly advanced to gold director, followed by ruby director, a couple years later, followed by emerald director, a couple years later, followed by diamond director, and now she's an executive diamond director. For those of you who don't know exactly what that means that her business is producing $200,000 a year income for her and her family. It's an awesome rank. She's one of the top associates in the company. She's also a mother of two. She has built her business while raising her two boys, who are, I think, 10 and 7. I'm not sure on the ages there, but Andrea, thank you for being on this webinar. Thank you for making the time. I know you're on a vacation right now, traveling around the world. I know you're calling in from Kathmandu, which is in Nepal on the other side of the world. It's like 8 in the morning over there, while it's 8 in the evening over here. But we really appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking time to support your USANA family. And we want to hear your story. You know, we want to hear what it was like when you started your business. What were the things you had to overcome? What was your life like prior to USANA? So really, the floor is yours. We want to hear from the beginning. You know, you have a good 20 minutes to kind of get into this. I can ask you questions in between, but we have a line full of people that are excited to hear your story. So take it away, and welcome to the call.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you very much for inviting me. Yes, I am in the other side of the world. This is Kathmandu in Nepal. We are in a 3-month trip, a family trip, where we are visiting new places in Asia. And this is a very intentional trip. We have been planning this for a couple of years, and just working towards it. I'll tell you my story so you can connect and understand why we are here after 10 years of building this amazing opportunity in USANA. Exactly 10 years ago, it was October 2006 when I learned about the products. And really, it was just about the products because I was right there just studying my PhD. I was very blessed. My parents were very interested in me going to school, so I went to the university. That's how we call it in Mexico. I am actually from Mexico, and I'm an electronic systems engineer. That's what I studied. And then I went for a master's degree in an MBA. And in the middle of a PhD, I became a mom. I was studying my PhD in education, and Emilio was born. He's 12 now. And 10 years ago, Mateo was born. So they're 10 and 12. I was not interested in building a business, or that's what I thought, because our life was pretty good. I was living in Mexico in a beautiful house, beautiful cars, and to the traditional life, we were good. My husband is very corporate, and he's a very successful corporate man. He has a beautiful career in a Fortune 500 company. So I thought I didn't need anything. So when I learned about USANA, it was only about the products, or that's what I thought. One of my kids, Mateo, he was 5 months old when I started, and he was a little bit sick. My nutritionist recommended me the products, and I thought I was only going to be using the essentials for a while. But the truth is that I was a preferred customer that bought 500 points at the time because I just wanted more and more products. I didn't know that I was going to be building the business. The business opportunity in Mexico was very young. USANA had been in Mexico only for a couple of years. So there were no leaders or training systems to learn from. So I thought I was going to use the product only, but I started learning about the USANA's information. I started reading the BDS, and I got intrigued. My sponsor is a very good friend of mine, but we were learning together. It's not that we had a very good leader to teach us anything. So after 6 months, I hit Silver Director just because I was in love with the products and I was very enthusiastic about sharing them, but I didn't know exactly what to do or how to manage a team or how to be a leader at all. I didn't have the business in my mind until I went to my first convention. That's why what Jared's saying about attending events is so important, because at that first convention it was 2007. That was my first convention. My heart saw. It's not that my eyes saw anything. My heart saw something. I was very fortunate to be with my husband at that time, whom I was begging for his support. That's the truth at the beginning. So he accepted to come to the convention, and after just looking at what we saw in that convention, we were amazed, and he, like I said this in the quote, authorized me to go ahead and try to make it work. But the truth is that I came back to Mexico after that convention, and I didn't know how to. I knew why. Like, my heart started beating, and I started seeing several things that I was not trained for when I went all these years to school. But I wanted it. It was just hunger and thirst. So I was looking for trainings, and I found that in San Antonio, Texas, they had a very good training. It was a very incredible team that you had, Jared, at that time, with many diamonds also that were there. So I came to the U.S. for my first training in January 2008. There was a beautiful team there. I could see all these people that were real, because I from Mexico, all the people in the newspaper for me were only people that could be, invented not real, I would say. But coming to the US and seeing all those diamonds that appeared in the newspaper, in the Health and Freedom newspaper, for me was a major thing, because I started believing more in the company. So without knowing, I was building this belief in the 4 pillars we teach, that it's the products, the company, the industry, and obviously I needed to build my belief in myself. So after that training in January 2008, the truth is that was my first business training. And from there, I became a gold director in the next 4 months. So by April 2008, I was the gold director. I understood what was it about. It's not that I was a good leader at all, but I was just starting to develop myself, starting to develop my skills in this industry. I didn't quite have a mentor, so what I decided was I was all my notes from this first training, all my books, the dead people like Jim Brown were my trainers. Right, because that's what we need when you don't have a personal trainer in the business. You just need to look for one. So that's what I did. I started investing in myself, as Jared mentioned that we all have DMO. Of course, we do have a daily method of operation, and that includes personal development. And for me, that has been the key to keep on going, because there have been many times where I don't want to keep on going, especially the first 2 years when I faced many challenges of not knowing what I was doing. So investing in myself has been key. So I'm really into the phrase of USANA being a program of personal development attached to a compensation plan. So for me, that's a mantra. I just go and invest in myself. I read a lot. I listen to many CDs and audios, so I can keep myself motivated, on fire, and just learning more. Because now I understand that I need to add more value every time I speak with someone and to my team. So that year, 2008, it was when I had the fortune to meet Jared. Well, I met him at the training, but he doesn't recall that one, because I was literally starting in the business. But we went to Ireland together, and that was a major thing again. It was a beautiful incentive where USANA recognized the effort of each of the people that were there. That was 2008. That was the first time I was to Growth 25. And from there, I just decided to keep on growing. So I've been Growth 100 for the last 8 years. And just because I have been very intentional about building the business. And what Jared shared about the daily method of operation, this is just what we keep on doing. It's mastering the basics and having a plan. What I teach is about just making the decision of where you want to take this business. Then design a plan. We talk a lot about designing a plan, because you do have to have it on paper to know where you're going. And then the third D would be discipline yourself, because you need to have the discipline. Many people say, I'm not disciplined to do anything from home. Well, if you want to make this business work, you have to be as disciplined as you can. It's not a hard business. It's a very simple business, but it's not easy. So what we need to do is just be very focused and keep on having this plan. After clearing gold director, obviously, my life was not solved. I thought that $1,000 a week was okay for me. I mean, that was a major thing in my life, because I had never earned that money. So my financial thermostat was there, but I had to change. So all this personal development helped me to change my financial thermostat and go for more. I thought I was going to be a gold director the rest of my life. I have to be honest about this. But the truth is that when you start growing, your dreams grow with you, right? Obviously, your business is growing, and you start thinking about new things, about new possibilities. That's when I just planned to keep on going. But my gold business, or my gold status, stayed there for 3 years. I was not like super rookie, super strong, and just kept on going through the ranks, because for me it took like 3 years to develop myself, to develop into the leader I had to be, so I could go to the next level, and that was Ruby. I hit Ruby after going to the States, because as I told you, my husband had been very successful at the company he was working for in Mexico. So he got a promotion, and we were transferred to the US in 2011. So I hit gold in 2008. We were transferred to the US in 2011. And obviously, I had a very nice income from USANA, but as I told you, I started learning that I really wanted and could have more, and could do more, and could bless more lives through this business. So I went to the US. We did have very nice residual income, but just my team started working super good without me, and that was another blessing. Sometimes we think we are like the main piece of something, but as this team, the name is beautiful. Just when you have the word duplicate in your team, that's what happened to me. The team started duplicating, and I was not there anymore. So I hit Ruby like 4 months after I went to the US, just because the team was working by themselves, and I kept on growing in the US. So I hit Ruby in 2012, just enjoying not only the pleasure of being a mom, but having the satisfaction of being professionally active, and with this opportunity of blessing other people's lives, even from far away. I didn't have to be present all the time with my team to make this work. So I kept on going through Emerald, and that's an amazing rank. That's a very good rank. But Diamond was always in my sight. Challenges have been there on the way all the time. Yes. At the beginning, as everyone, I didn't like rejection. I didn't know how to handle it. Some weeks I thought it was not worth it because it was a lot of work and not too many results. But this is a business that requires your understanding of long-term gratification. So you grow a lot in that sense. You mature, and that's another thing we teach. This is not an instant gratification business, but it's worth it. It's totally worth it. On my career or my journey in USANA, hitting Diamond Director was linked with hitting the $1 Million Club, and I remember in my gold retreat 8 years ago when I went, there was a $1 million earner that said, USANA is going to pay you $1 million in 10 years, in more or less 10 years, and it's going to be worth it. I thought it was a long time, but the truth is that if I had stayed doing what I was doing before, even with my PhD, I was trying to become a dean at a university in Mexico. Even if I had stayed doing that, I wouldn't have hit $1 million in a lifetime. So I hit that when I became an Emerald, Diamond Director after 8 years of building the business, and it's just another mindset. You keep on thinking different. You keep on dreaming different things, and there's when I started thinking about just taking a sabbatical year with my family. I wanted to retire my husband, and of course, when I asked him about leaving his work and just doing a 3 or 6 month trip around the world, he thought I was crazy again. As when I told him that I was going to build a business, obviously, but I kept on asking him to do it, and not pushing, but just I wanted to show him that this could be possible. For him, as a man and as a financial mind, for him was very important to have the numbers very clear. So my question to convince him was, how much do we have to earn a week for you to consider retiring? So he gave a number, and I worked towards it. That was my motivation. That was my goal. So when he said we need X amount of dollars coming a week, I went and got them. Because my dream was to have this time with my family, to be away, to just enjoy my kids right now that they are 10 and 12 in middle school, elementary and middle school, and because I thought that it was not going to be possible after they were older. So when I hit the number that Salvador mentioned, I came back to him and I said, you know what, this is coming. It's going to be residual. Please just reconsider. So we started planning. He said yes. We started planning, but this trip required Salvador to leave his company in order for him to be able to have the time to be here. So last year, Salvador started just planning his retirement. Well, not his retirement maybe, but his leaving the company he was working for. And December 31st of 2016, 2 months ago, was his last day in the company he had worked for 21 years. So for anyone in the corporate world, this might be like a crazy idea, but the truth is that he went through it. Obviously, it was not an easy decision, but it has been an awesome decision. It has been just an opportunity for us as a family to reinvent ourselves, for him to reinvent and repurpose his life. And we are in these 3 months traveling the world. We are enjoying our kids. We are doing what we started calling homeschooling, but it's not homeschooling anymore. It's just travel school because we have been in 12 different countries by now, and we have 4 more to go. And it's just being truly a blessing, amazing, and something I would totally recommend to any family raising kids in right now in this moment. If any young couple that might have kids in the future, having the opportunity to enjoy them, to truly see the world with them, it's very good. So this is just this journey has been a combination of challenges and satisfactions, and the years to come. Obviously, I'm not staying in diamond only or executive diamond. We do have a plan to keep on going through the ranks, and not because we need more money or we need more ranks or we need more pins. It's just because we understand that USANA, it's an opportunity to change other people's lives, and we are committed to do that. We feel responsible to share this information. We feel that it would be very selfish not to do it, so we're totally committed. And USANA is in our heart. It's in our life. It's our lifestyle. It's not just pills that we swallow or shakes that we drink. It's really the way we live. USANA has shaped our life, and it's also has been the way we have been able to be a blessing to other people, not only with our time, with our knowledge, but with our money too, because we have the opportunity to bless our church, our many groups and many foundations today around the world, and especially through the True Health Foundation. And that's something that has filled our hearts, because the truth is that we didn't do it this much before having the income we have. So, well, this is what I've got, Jared. I don't know if you want to ask some questions. Thank you very much for the invitation. I really felt very honored, and hopefully this worked. I'm sorry for not having the internet connection, but Kathmandu has been challenging.
Andrea, thank you so much. I love what you had to say. I really, what stood out to me was when you said you are committed to sharing USANA, even though you're already doing really amazing financially, that it's more than just pills that you take. It's more than just, the products. It's about changing people's lives, and you're committed to that. And that's really inspiring. I think everybody on that call, on this webinar, can appreciate your heart. And, I just got done with a training that talked about the difference between being committed versus being attached. And it seems like when we're new, we're so attached to somebody signing up or attached to the result. But when you're committed, it's fun. When you're committed, it's okay. And there's joy. And you just said it naturally, you're committed. And it just comes through in your voice. It comes through in your actions. You've been a big inspiration to me and many, many other people. And thank you for being on this webinar tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you for the invitation. Kiss to Crystal. And yes. Thank you very much, Randy and Viola, too.
Absolutely. Thank you, Randy and Viola Crebs, for doing the great editing work and producing of this webinar. Now, Andrea, do you mind if we do some announcements and then we bring you back for a few questions? I'm sure we have a line full of people that have questions. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Awesome. All right. So if you're you're on this webinar right now, please send a text to me or my parents. Or find us on Facebook and send us a private message, and we will ask some questions to Andrea. Now, before we get into the questions, I want to just give some announcements. So mark your calendars, everybody, for 2017. Next week, March 2nd through the 4th in Las Vegas, Nevada, the most powerful women in network marketing event's going to be happening. And 3 of the women from our team are going: Stephanie Giles, Viola Crebs, and Phyllis Walker. I'm super proud of the 3 of you for investing in yourselves and going to this event. If you're watching this webinar and you want to go, please contact my parents. And you have to be a lady, actually, to get into this. So you ladies are so lucky. You get to go to the Sweet Retreat and this event for women in network marketing by Eric Worre. Also, mark your calendars for March 4th, Houston, Texas, en Español. There's a big U.S. national celebration there in Houston, Texas, if you have anybody that speaks Spanish as their primary language. Also, March 18th, Washington, D.C. That's the first event in English in the United States market this year. Next, Chicago, Illinois, March 25th. Mark your calendars if you're in the Midwest. Also, San Antonio, Texas, April 1st. We're all very excited about that one. If you are within 5 hours of driving, this event is way worth it. If you're in the Texas market, I know the majority of people on this call are in the Texas market right now. And then also San Diego, California, April 8th. So there's big events every week, basically, around the United States for that month of March and April. And those are the next big events. So make sure that you're at one of those events and bring your team with you. Also, this event is the most important event of the year, USANA International Convention, August 16th through the 19th. This is non-negotiable. This event is the most important. If you go to anything all year, this is the one to go to. It's our 25th anniversary. There's going to be over 10,000 associates there. The event is already sold out. So if you don't have your ticket, you have to go on Facebook, and there's always people, selling and tickets moving. So you can find a ticket on Facebook. It's $200 a ticket, roughly. At this event is going to feature Dr. Oz. It's going to feature all the top associates, top doctors, and Dr. Wentz, our founder. So it's going to be an amazing event in Salt Lake City. We also already have, I think, close to 50 people registered for convention. So I'm really proud of everybody that's on this list. And Success on the Beach, mark your calendars November 8th through the 12th, 2017 for 5 days in Punta Cana with your USANA family. This event is going to be amazing, and this is more of a USANA vacation. But I tell you what, me and Crystal went on the USANA vacation a couple years ago, and we learned so much just hanging out there. In fact, we hung out with your sister, Andrea, Paola, and it was an amazing event. Also, the GoPro event, mark your calendars, November 16th through the 18th, GoPro Recruiting Mastery. This event, although it is the most expensive of the year, features Eric Worre, the author of GoPro, and he brings in only people who are making 6 figures per month, not 6 figures a year, 6 figures per month. Tony Robbins is going to be there, the international thought leader. Also Pitbull. The musician, he's probably going to be performing, and he's an entrepreneur. So you're going to be learning from these high profile individuals and network marketing professionals making 6 figures monthly. Texas Associates, we don't have the flyers up, but we have an event Thursday in San Antonio. It's actually at 6:30. Thursday at 6:30 in San Antonio, we're doing a skincare event. I'm the host. Contact me if you want to RSVP to that event, because we have space that's limited to about 15. So I definitely need to hear from you if you're going to plan on being at our event in San Antonio. Also, there's events happening in Pleasanton, Texas with Renee Martinez Wednesday at 6:30, and then also in Floresville with Denise Garcia on Thursday and Friday. So those are the events in our local market. For those of you that are in Utah, actually 9-star Diamond Director Jeremy Stansfield is going to be speaking, and this is obviously going to be awesome. Jeremy Stansfield's the #1 income earner in the United States, and he's going to be speaking in Salt Lake City. So you guys got to be there. You have to bring guests. You want to learn from literally the top associate in the United States. Also, our man, Jared Harris, very proud of you, Jared, for hosting so many mixers. Thursday, February 23rd at 9 a.m. There's going to be a morning mixer at USANA home office. So if you're in Utah, make sure you're there. And then also Thursday, the home of Andrea Hall in Price, Utah. Way to go, Andrea. Hosting your own mixer. I'm proud of you. I'm impressed. So that's 7 o'clock in Price, Utah. And then Jared Harris back on Friday night at 7:30 to 9. I'm proud of you, Jared. Keep up the great work. These are some great examples. Those of you associates, if you don't have a mixer going on, you be the leader. You host a mixer at your house. You be the one that puts that flag in the ground in your market, and you be the one who changes lives. That's what's happening. I'm very proud of everyone on the team that's hosting events. And then also Candy Kiefer's hosting an event. Way to go, Candy. Saturday, February 25th in Salt Lake City. Wow, y'all are on fire out there in Sandy, Utah. So I guess contact Candy at her phone number there if you're going to be able to attend her mixer Saturday, the 25th at 4:30.
It's Heidi's mixer.
Oh, Heidi Kiefer. Sorry.
Heidi Kiefer. No, it's not a typo. It's just that not at her home. It's her sister-in-law.
Oh, okay. It's Heidi Kiefer's mixer at the home of Candy Kiefer. Now, that's actually a really good example. Of those of you who are listening to this and you don't have a place to do a mixer, ask a family member and do it at a family member's home. Find another place. You can be that change for other people, and you can solve that. That's just another obstacle to overcome. And that's one that I had to overcome when I started my business as well. Way to go, Heidi. This is a picture of the bins that I keep in the trunk of my car. I always have extra GoPro books. I always have USANA newspapers. I'm always ready. I want to encourage you to be a pro. Always be prepared. All right, so that ends the webinar. We're going to open it up, since we still have about 15 minutes for questions for Executive Diamond Director Andrea Equihua. And I got the first question here from Jared Harris. So I'm going to go ahead and ask this, and then keep the questions coming, guys. Send me texts, and or send my parents texts, Facebook messages, whatever, so we can ask Andrea as many questions as we can here in the next 10 minutes or so. So Andrea, this question comes from a new associate named Jared Harris, who's lighting it up. We're very proud of him and all the action he's been taking. He says, Andrea, how did your parents feel when starting this business with USANA?
Okay, that's a very interesting question, and a very good one too, Jared, because most of us, we don't have the support of family and friends when we start, and that's a reality. But the truth is that they don't understand what we are up to, what we're looking at. So yes, my parents were not very proud, especially because I was studying the PhD, and when I understood what USANA was about, I left the PhD. I didn't finish it. So it was not a very good thing for my parents. They were not proud of me. They thought that I was dropping the PhD to sell vitamins. So it was not very good. But the truth is that if I had heard them, if I had stopped because they didn't believe or they didn't see what I was seeing, I wouldn't be here now. I kept on going. I kept on just having this resilience of just having, as Jared mentioned, like this attachment initially to my dream, to my vision, to what I had, to what I felt. It was a lot of heart at the beginning, until I needed to start having results. I was having results, but I was having fun. And starting the PhD, I was not having fun. So my parents, little by little, started looking at how I was enjoying this journey. Yes, it was challenging, but I was enjoying every satisfaction I was having on the way. Every learning, every new associate, every new preferred customer, every win I was having. So it was a couple of years of me asking for the respect at the beginning, and then just having the results in my hand and showing how this worked and how this could be an option for everyone. Today, my parents are executive goal directors. My brother is an executive goal director. My sister is an Emerald Director. So this is a family business now. This is after 10 years. Obviously, we have had several conversations along the way, but it has been, again, worth it.
Wow, that's a great story. I know that we've all had challenges with family members, and sounds like creating results is the best way to win them over.
It was for me. I think it is.
That's awesome. All right, next question we have here is from Lorena Galdiano, who just had her first promotion, by the way. And she says, what are the best Spanish videos that worked for you that help you convince people of the USANA product?
Okay, Lorena. I think, well, I still use mine. And you can totally say, you know this person because I'm sure we're going to meet. Yes. I'll be there in San Antonio in April the 1st. And you can totally refer to me as someone, maybe we don't know each other right now, but you know my story. You know, you've been here, you asked the question, I've answered it directly to you. You can totally use it, and we can all refer to that. We're part of a family. So in any way that I can be of help, even if you need to put me in a 3-way call, I could totally do it. That's a very good video. That's a USANA production. So it's not only my video. It's very professional to explain the business. Though also the This is USANA video that has the subtitles is a very good one because it has all these different profiles and keep on using the company videos. The compensation plan in Spanish is good, and all the product videos that USANA has produced, they're also good to depending on which prospect you have, you start just feeding him with short videos and just following up with them or with the next one. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you, Andrea. All right. Next question is from Claudia Zacharias in Poteet, Texas. Claudia asks, what is the approach you use most often when prospecting?
Well, now that all my warm market knows what I do, the approach for meeting new people, it's the same that we have been taught in other conversation. I use the form: family, occupation, recreation, and message. I really need to know the person first before knowing if USANA is for them in that specific time of their life, before throwing it to them. And it's not that we're throwing it. We just want to know if USANA is a solution for any need that they have right now in their lives. So again, it's just a matter of connecting with the person through questions, knowing what is going in their life, what do they need, want, and just trying to give USANA as a gift all the time. So the approach is not only inviting to the presentation, but to knowing the person first. It's just prospecting and knowing people.
Well said, Andrea. Thank you for answering that. I know that Claudia asked that because she was actually prospecting with me last week, and she kind of saw how I did it, and you just answered it perfectly. That's exactly what we did that day at HEB, so thank you for that. All right.
You're very welcome.
We have a question from Victor Soto. How about that? Go ahead, Dad.
Yeah, it was actually a comment. And first of all, thank you, Andrea, for sharing your story with our team. Very inspiring. I actually even learned a little bit more about your career with USANA. So again, thank you. Victor come across and says, tell Andrea we miss her so much. That was his only comment. So your team here in Utah definitely loves and misses you.
I know, thank you. Victor, for people from Venezuela, Victor is my panita. That's the way you say friend in Venezuela. And yes, Victor is one of my top associates in the organization. It's my friend, and it's part of my family. I always stay in Salt Lake City at his house with his wife there, and we enjoy the time together. She makes amazing arepas. That's the Venezuelan food, and it's a dish. And maybe I can take this opportunity to share how USANA is not just about sharing the products, having associates, having partners, and going to business meetings. The relationship I have with Victor, for example, we're truly friends. We miss each other. We like working together, but we like also spending time together. And I know this business opportunity is going to have us traveling together, having our families grow together, and it's going to be an amazing journey the rest of our lives together.
Wow, well put. That is such a true benefit of the USANA business is the relationships, and they definitely become more than business partnerships. It's all a family. Absolutely.
This is Viola Krebs. Hi, Andrea. I just want to say thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking time out in the middle of your trip and being so generous with our team. I just wanted to applaud Victor Soto. I know he's been working with you, and so we get to see you when you come out and attend some of your presentations. And I know that it's such a family. I ran into Victor at the airport one day, and he gave me a ride home because I didn't have one. I was at the airport without a ride. So the USANA family is just a blessing, huge blessing. And I just really appreciate you, Andrea, as well. And I just have enjoyed getting to know you, and I call you a friend as well.
Awesome.
Thank you, Viola. Thank you so much for sharing. I will add that this partnership is not only within our organization, with people in our organization or in our team. As you said, Jared, the friendship we do have, I mean, since we met, it's amazing. I know I can go to San Antonio and see you and Crystal anytime, go to Salt Lake City and give a ring to Randy and Viola. It's amazing how close we can be, even if we are not part of the same team. I'm so glad that we could do this together to have a stronger USANA, to have a stronger United States, right?
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, Jared and Michael and Viola and Randy, for inviting me. I really appreciate it. I love you guys. Thank you.
We love you too. All right, so we have 5 minutes left, and we haven't had any other questions, so I'm just going to call on a few people and see what their highlights were. Let's start with Stacy Gagnon in Wisconsin. I just unmuted you, Stacy. What were the highlights for you on the webinar?
Well, what you guys were just talking about really stuck out to me as far as the feeling of family that is present with USANA, and how it can really turn from just this opportunity, this business opportunity and this amazing product to a family. And I'm hearing that a lot, both tonight and in the other webinars that you've shared with me lately. So that definitely stuck out for me.
Awesome. Thank you. And do you have any questions for Andrea?
Well, I had a question about prospecting, but she already answered that. I missed for the form, what was the last part? FORM. What did the M stand for?
The M is normally taught as money, but we like to teach it as message, because if you don't find a reason to invite anyone to USANA, maybe you want to talk about money. So we want to teach that we send a message on what regarding family, occupation, and recreation. Okay, so sometimes we feel it's rude to go directly into the money, but the message can be also, of course, about money, but we take that M for 1 second.
Got it. Okay,
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go for our last question. Let's see here, I have a 210-875 number. I'm not sure who this is. I just unmuted you. 210-875.
That's actually me, Denise Garcia.
Oh, Denise. Awesome, Denise. What was the highlight for you on the webinar tonight?
Well, I think that one of the things that Andrea mentioned about having a goal, she set herself a goal. You know, her husband was working. She wanted to travel. She said, what do we need in order to make this happen? And he gave her a number. She made it happen. You know, she had a vision. She had set a goal, and she made it happen. More and more that I listen to people's stories that are involved with USANA, I hear that they can do it. I mean, it happens every day, you know, so it makes me believe that I too can get there one day. You know, so that was a big highlight for me.
I think that's the best highlight of the night, because when you believe you can do it, nothing can stop you.
Right. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. We're out of time now. I want to end on time, respect everybody's time. But Andrea, thank you again for making time for us in the early morning of Kathmandu in Nepal. We're following you on Facebook. We love seeing all your pictures. Keep it up. And do you have any last message for the team before we end?
Thank you, Jared. My only message would be, especially for the newcomers, for the new ones in the business, you have some leadership with the leaders that are in this call. You might know them directly, personally, but Jared, Crystal, Viola, and Randy are awesome leaders. Please just follow what they teach. At the beginning, you might not understand it, but they have walked the walk, and they're not only talking talk, right? Please don't take it for granted. What you have in this team as leadership is amazing. We had to go look for it somewhere else, but please, you enjoy what you've got and just use it for your benefit and for your team's benefit. Thank you, Jared, for the invitation again.
Awesome. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for the nice edification at the end. We really appreciate it. We love you. We look forward to seeing you when you get back, especially in San Antonio at the April 1st celebration. And now we're going to unmute the lines. And everybody, when you get unmuted, just go ahead and say good night and God bless.
Good night and God bless.
Good night and God bless.
Good
Good
night.
night and God bless.
Good night,
night.
everybody.
Good
Gracias,
night.
Andrea.
Well.
Thank you, Andrea.